create different rules for yourself that are going to make manifesting and law of attraction so much easier for you. So much more automatic, so much more instant, and so much faster.
That's easy.
5 tips to manifest perfect every time. Hey guys, I'm Jasmine with Manifest Fast with Jasmine. I'm going to tell you 5 tips in this video on law of attraction and manifesting that I use. I think they're kind of advanced. No doubt this is deep stuff when it comes to manifesting and law of attraction. These are really deep advanced tips. If you already know about law of attraction at least a little bit and you've been using it and you really want to take it to the next level and you just really want those successes and those results and those manifestations, big, small, doesn't matter what, use these 5 tips. Learn them, implement them, and stay all the way until the grand finale at the very end, because I'm going to give you some very specific tips that you can utilize, specifically laid out for you guys. These tips, this is what I use in order to manifest anything, big, small, doesn't matter what it is. This will help you manifest perfect every time. If you have been visiting my channel and you like my channel and you watch my videos, don't forget to subscribe. Press that subscribe button. About 40% of you guys forget to subscribe, so go ahead and press that subscribe button, hit the bell button, and click all to receive all notifications. And if you have questions after you're done with this video, just bring them to my live Q&A and my law of attraction classes that I have every single week in my private group on Facebook. Those links are below. I also have coaching, 7 Steps to Consistent Instant Manifestation is my most popular course. It's really amazing and helpful. All those links are below just in case you wanted some extra help to take it all the way. Number 1 is gonna be, all right, did you know that you can actually make rules for how manifesting and law of attraction works for you? Everyone kind of sees it a little bit differently. They see the world a little bit differently. They think differently about their circumstances and about the circumstances of law of attraction. The way that you view it, the way that you believe it to be, can make it either harder for yourself or it can make manifesting easier for yourself. So number 1 is going to be make new rules. You have to think about what is going to make law of attraction and manifesting automatic, instant, easy, and consistent for yourself. And I've been implementing this for a long time and I just keep on adding to it. So that's what's going to be in my grand finale, is I'm going to tell you exactly what belief systems and ideas about manifesting and law of attraction that you want to put into place one by one, specifically to make it automatic, instant, easy, and consistent for yourself. Fast, simple, easy, done, you guys. I always get questions from people that are asking me about how to make law of attraction work and how to make manifesting work, and they're coming from this place of just thinking that it's difficult. That's just not true. If you have the idea that you're thinking that it's kind of difficult or something, that is a definite telltale sign that you need to change your belief systems and your ideas about how all of this works. That's what this part is all about. There doesn't have to be any particular rules about manifesting. The one rule is that you manifest based on your belief systems. So you have to use that deliberately, creatively to your advantage. Because everybody's reality and perception is so unique to them, this is something that everybody needs to think about. I've never really heard anyone say, hey, like, you can make this work however you want to make it work for yourself, whatever works best for you. That's something that we really need to take into consideration when we're trying and wanting to manifest something. There's a lot of different styles and methods out there, and that's why there's a lot of arguments about it as well, is because some people swear by visualization and other techniques like that, and some people swear by, surrender and letting go. This is why, because you can make manifesting easier or more difficult for yourself based on what you believe personally. I got my notes right here. At the end of this video, make sure that you stay tuned for the grand finale, where I'm going to tell you about the rules that I put into place specifically, and some new rules to help make my manifesting experience automatic, instant, easy, and consistent. You can implement these too for yourself. I bet that you will like them. Number 2 is flexible mindset. This is so important. I've not really heard this spoken about in quite this way. Since law of attraction and manifestation is creation, it's an art, you have to have a flexible mind in order to be part of the art. This makes sense because you can't have a flexible mind from a perception of lack. Lack is not flexible. Lack is not expansive. Lack manifests lack. We all know that. You need an abundant mindset, an infinite mindset, And that is where flexibility comes in. You have to be able to think differently. You have to be able to think outside the box. You have to be able to change your stories, change your belief systems, and be able to feel into that and morph into that. That's what manifesting is. That's what law of attraction is. That's what parallel realities and quantum leaps is all about. It's not mysterious. It is stuff that we are doing every day, moment to moment. Things really are changing all of the time without us even realizing it. The thing is, you just forget the other stuff that you're no longer creating. Then you create this illusion that, oh, everything's the same all the time and I can't change anything, or it's hard for me to change X, Y, and Z. Well, that's not really true. That's a little bit more what I'm talking about when it comes to your flexibility. Like, you're the one that has to decide and be like, oh no, like, I'm not going to think in that lack mindset way. I'm going to find ways to think in this more abundant way. I'm going to find ways to think in this more flexible way. I am willing to get out of my head, because when you're in your head, you're going to be in lack. And a lot of people, so many people comment on my videos and ask me about, how do I get out of my head and I feel like I can't do it, and what is this state, and I don't know, I don't understand the teachings. And that's because when you're trying to manifest solely from your head, you're always going to be messed up, because you can't feel and sense a state or feel and sense yourself into a new creation, a new reality, only from your head. It has to be happening as a real experience in your heart, in your feeling, in your sensing. There has to be some sort of sense of this state. Just like Neville says, feel it real. That's why he says that, because in your mind, the mind is kind of dead when it comes to creation. The mind and the heart are really, or the mind and the sensing and the feeling are really supposed to work together. Right now, you have a sense of the circumstances of your reality and the type of reality that you're living within right now. Well, you've got to gain a sense of the new reality and the circumstances surrounding that, the sense of that state, the sense of that reality. If you want to manifest yourself into that reality, what does that feel like? What does that be like? If you're doing all of this strictly with your mind, you are going to be very limited. You're not going to be understanding as much as you would like to, and it is all going to, you're going to hear it, all the words, and you can hear it over and over, and it's still going to go over your head, and you're going to have a lot of holes and a lot of questions, because you have to feel it real. You have to feel and sense yourself into that state. You have to be able to use your creative, artistic abilities and imagination in order to practice yourself into the state, reality, parallel reality of your desire. Flexibility, the ability to create and imagine yourself into a different state, into a different parallel reality, into a different manifestational place. That is happening here. That is happening from a feeling flexible, creative state. I guess you could say when the mind is being flexible, it's actually implementing the senses and the feelings of, you could say, the heart, or whatever it is that you want to say. Number 3, we all know that what you resist persists. So how do you stop resisting? Accept everything. So number 3 is you can stop resistance with acceptance. Acceptance means I accept X, Y, and Z, or I accept my truth, or I accept whatever is happening without any negative repercussions from me. So acceptance means I'm not going to feel bad about it. I'm not going to beat up myself about it or beat up on anybody else about it. I just accept it. No negativity, no resistance. I'm not resisting it. I'm not trying to change it. There's nothing that needs to be done. It's just okay. There's this release of the pushing against this idea. This is really important because in order to go from one reality to a different reality, or one train of thought or one state to another, you need to be able to take the charge out of the negative thing that you want to move past and you want to move beyond. Coming into acceptance completely deflates the charge that was keeping the negative thing that you don't want anymore in place, or the negative story that you don't want anymore completely deflates it. And that's what you want. You have to drop the old before you can come into the new. You have to be able to stop one thing to start something new. I know that this is really difficult for a lot of people, because what you're saying and what I hear from you guys is how do I just not feel bad about this thing anymore? Like, this thing is really close to my heart. This thing is really like bothering me. I can't help but to feel the way that I feel about it. So here's what I want you to do to practice acceptance. I want for you to begin with things that are easy for you. Okay, so begin by dropping resistance, releasing resistance, and coming into acceptance about things that you're able to do that with. When you do it in small ways, you'll be able to do it in bigger and bigger ways, and then you'll be an acceptance master. Number 4, I'm just gonna say it and then I'm gonna explain it. It's play the long game. Everyone knows that you need to live in the end, and everybody understands what it means when I say you need to live in the wish fulfilled. Here's the mistake that everybody tends to make and that I hear about over and over again from people is everybody, when they start implementing manifestation and law of attraction tactics, everybody wants instant gratification. I understand that you think you're implementing something and then you want to see the result. If you want instant gratification, you don't know that it's done. That's not living in the end. That's not living in the wish fulfilled. You're not doing the process if you need an instant gratification. Or let's say that it's been a little while and you're like, okay, where's my stuff? It's been 5 days, it's been 2 weeks, it's been 5 months. I don't care how long it is. And now you're starting to get impatient. Same thing. Instant gratification is completely reliant on circumstances. So when you need to see that result, you have no power to change anything. So people ask me all the time, they're like, oh, well, I did this thing, I implemented law of attraction, I did the manifesting technique, I did whatever A, B, and C thing it is that you're saying to do, and it's not working. I didn't get any results. Why is it not working? What am I doing wrong? It's not working. And the question is, why is that your interpretation and your perspective that you're entertaining right now? What makes you think that it's not working? Because basically, when you say it's not working, that means you needed that gratification of seeing the result in order to know that it's true. And in order to manifest something, you have to be able to know it beyond all shadow of doubt, beyond all circumstances, live in the end no matter what. This is a long game where you're going to live in the end and not need evidence of that. You're not going to need evidence. You're going to know that no matter what is happening, no matter what's not happening, I know that I'm going to get what I want in the end. No matter what happens between now and then, I know that I'm going to get it. I'm playing a long game. This kind of takes you out of the mindset of needing or wanting an instant gratification. You just know, doesn't matter. You're kind of actually insinuating you're going to the end in a longer sense where you're going much farther down the road. And when it comes to living in the end, the farther ahead that you can go actually in the future in your mind, the more it might actually be easier for you to manifest something, because there's a lot of peace that comes from and stability that comes from knowing, oh, this is done and it's been done for a long time. What would that feel like? That would feel really super secure and stable. So that's actually a really good place to go when you're playing a long game in your mind and living in the end in that way. I would say no matter what it is that you need to do in order to know that doesn't really matter what's happening between now and then, I know that I'm going to get what I want. That's the game that you want to play. Here's something I wrote down. If you are trying to manifest from your mind, you will not manifest a state of living in the end, and nothing will change. If you manifest the state of living in the end, circumstances won't change your mind because you're manifesting beyond mind and actually accessing new realities. So how do you live in the end and stay in the end? That's what I'm talking about with playing the long game. The long game means you're going to know it so much that you're not going to be reactive because it doesn't matter what happens right now. You know that you're going to get what you want in the end. Don't resist where you are. The more that you make everything about a long game, the more that circumstances are not going to mess you up and the more stable that you're going to be, and that means you're going to get faster results. So number 5 has a lot to do with parallel realities, and I'm going to be explaining quantum leaping to you guys and how that works. You might not understand exactly what I'm saying at first, but follow along with me and I will explain completely. Number 5 is forget it. Whatever it is, that the story that you don't like, the perspective that's bothering you, the thing that you don't like that you want to change, you need to forget it. So I was watching this show called Legends on Netflix. I always have existential epiphanies based on TV shows. In this TV show. It's about fighting this entity called Malivore, which Malivore is something that if it swallows you up, you will be completely forgotten. Nobody will remember you and you'll be wiped from existence. You can see when you're watching the show, it's like they enter a new reality when like a person is missing. It's like a whole different reality with a different ID and different circumstances, you know? And it just reminded me that's exactly what it's like when you're deliberately trying to quantum leap and manifest a new and different reality. You completely have to forget about the other thing and you start thinking and activating, well, what would it be like in this reality with these circumstances and this thing, whatever it is, you know? That's the whole idea of manifesting a state that I've talked about in so many other videos, where nothing else matters, only what would it be like in that reality. That's what matters. A lot of people keep the problem activated by, they keep thinking about it. They keep thinking about, well, how am I gonna fix this problem? Well, how is that problem gonna go away? This thing isn't gonna go away by itself. What am I gonna do about this? I need to figure this out. And you're just keeping it active. You're entertaining that reality. You're keeping it alive. You're keeping it active. And you're not activating solutions when you're activating the problem or the thing that you don't want. So you have to figure out a way to switch your mind. I do this routinely in my life where I just imagine a version of me who is simply the version that I want and interacting a reality that I want to be interacting in, and I just forget about everything else. That is manifesting. We already do this all the time without even realizing it, but the thing is, you don't remember what you just forgot. So you don't go back and say, oh, I know exactly how I did this. You don't remember forgetting. This is how it works, and that is how you quantum leap, is by forgetting the old thing and just indoctrinating yourself or brainwashing yourself. Not that. It's like encapsulating yourself and surrounding yourself and influencing yourself with the thing that you want, with the idea, with the reality, with the state that you want. So that's really important when it comes to manifesting, especially when it comes to manifesting fast, and especially when it comes to big things. And if you use all these 5 things that I just said, you are going to have a lot better results. Now, I know that implementing all these things, and I'm going to get to the grand finale where I outline the exact belief systems that I think that you should adopt that will make your manifesting simple, automatic, and easy and consistent, all that stuff. I know that a lot of people think that it's difficult to implement these things, and I don't find them difficult, but if you do find any of this difficult, just take my course on 7 steps to consistent instant manifestation, because that's going to help put you in a place of stability where you won't find this so difficult to implement, and it really will make you a better manifester and take you to the long game. Here's the grand finale. Dun dun dun. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys the belief systems that you can adopt to make your manifesting automatic, instant, easy, and consistent. Okay, here's what I've been thinking lately, and I've never quite said this exactly in this way before, but you're really going to appreciate this, because every single question that you have about manifesting usually has to do with either not understanding it, but usually it has to do with doubt, you know, wondering if I'm doing this correctly or thinking that I'm not doing this correctly. Let me tell you how you can fix this and ease your mind, create different rules for yourself that are going to make manifesting and law of attraction so much easier for you, so much more automatic, so much more instant, and so much faster. Okay, this is just practicality at its best in manifested form. Here we go. When I am manifesting, which is always, right, I'm very aware of my thoughts and my emotions and my state and what I'm thinking, what I'm believing, and all of that stuff, which is what I encourage you guys to do. The thing is that I acknowledge I don't have to be perfect. So no matter what I'm thinking to myself, no matter what I'm feeling, no matter what I'm doing in my mind, instead of criticizing myself and saying like, oh no, I'm not doing that thing that Jasmine said, so like I'm not gonna get the thing that I want if I don't change my behavior, and then trying to police myself, and you know how that goes. That goes nowhere fast. That's like you just start trying too hard because you're trying to make yourself be a certain way instead of releasing resistance and coming into acceptance. Here's what we're gonna do. So every single time that you're doing something that makes you want to beat up on yourself or police yourself, you just say to yourself, I'm allowed to do that, and it doesn't matter, and it can't affect my manifestation. If you're sad, if you're upset, if you're depressed, angry, I don't care what it is. I don't care if you're doubting. I don't care what it is. You just say, I'm allowed to have a moment of doubt. I'm allowed to be sad. I'm allowed to feel what I'm feeling. I'm allowed to think what I'm thinking. Nothing is going to change what is mine and what is coming to me. Nothing is going to keep my manifestation from me. It's already done and it's coming no matter what. And I'm allowed to think and be and feel whatever I want. You change the rules with that. And I know, like, I give you guys a lot of instructions. You know, you got to surrender, you got to let go, you got to do this, you got to do that. And ultimately, these are all things that are what you want to do, and you will find that as you become a better manifester, you will find that, wow, it feels so good to surrender in this way, or accept in this way, or think in this way, or feel in this way, or believe in this way. You will find that you actually enjoy that. When push comes to shove and you feel like you're having difficulties being perfect, you can pull out this trick where you say, you know what, it doesn't matter. I'm allowed to feel this, I'm allowed to do this exact thing that I'm doing right now, and it doesn't affect my manifestation. And that neutralizes any negative effect of anything that you're going to think or do in your manifestational journey, and it's going to help you to remain stable and consistent, non-resistant in your state. That's going to help you to practice habitually a stable state, a non-resistant state, where it's going to help keep your emotions in check and your thoughts in check. Because what happens is, usually we would beat up on ourselves and police ourselves and then make everything worse. This is going to help you not do that anymore. So no matter what I'm doing, oh, I'm allowed to do that. I'm allowed to do exactly that. It's not going to mess it up. There's 3 more that I actually tell you guys all the time that I put into practice, and I use them all the time. These are belief systems that should be foundational. If you want to apply law of attraction and apply manifesting, you need to have these foundational beliefs in check because they're going to help you a lot. So the first one is, everything's already perfect. Everything's already perfect. I see and I experience, and everything that happens is already perfection. Now, people argue with me about this and they say, but it's not already perfect. It's not what I want. And I'm over here like, that's your problem. You know that law of attraction and manifesting is based on your belief system, and you believe that something can go wrong. What if you believe that nothing can go wrong and that everything is already perfect? I know that at first it's a big jump. I know that's the whole rub with manifesting, is you say, oh, well, I can change anything that I want. Yeah, but you have to actually do this part of believing it. At first, you're going to start seeing it in small ways, and let that happen and let that unfold and let yourself find that evidence, let yourself be entertained by that journey of finding that manifestational support of this new belief that you want to integrate into your belief system. So everything's already perfect, and I would just count the ways, okay? Once you start seeing the results, you are not going to regret this. The other thing is, all of my desires are being fulfilled. This I couple with another belief, which goes, there are no mysteries to me. Now, when I say there are no mysteries to me, all the questions that we get about manifesting, all the questions that we get about, why did I manifest this? And why did that thing up? Why did I get this bad thing? Why did that manifestation, XYZ, all those stupid questions, you guys, that we ask ourselves when we're worried and doubtful and insecure and not stable. Well, when I implemented there are no mysteries to me, when I implemented that, I no longer had questions. I just had answers. I always knew, oh, I know exactly why this is happening. In fact, this is perfect. When you're aware, and the statement makes you more aware and conscious and connected to your ultimate truth, a higher conscious truth. That's just what it does. There are no mysteries to me. Instead of going through a situation that is actually something that is a positive thing for you, but you can't see it from a lack perspective, when you say there are no mysteries to me, you will always interpret the true core reason for this thing that you thought was negative and see how it's not actually negative. And that couples with all of my desires are being fulfilled. And you'll see how, oh, that's actually fulfilling a desire. Like, for instance, I've, broken up with people, and instead of experiencing any sort of distortion or pain about it, I'm like, I knew that I didn't want to be with that person anyway, and I knew that I wanted that, and this is actually good. This is something that I've been asking for. Sometimes we do lie to ourselves about our true desires. We forget what we actually want because we're not always in God's state. We're not always aware. We're not always conscious. Saying these things will help you be conscious. Can't mess it up. Whatever it is that you're thinking or doing that you think is messing it up, you just say, no, I'm allowed to do that. I'm not messing it up. Everything's already perfect. All of my desires are being fulfilled. Those will help you manifest every single time. If you're still watching this video, that means that you liked it, so make sure that you click the like button, subscribe, press all to receive all notifications, and hit the bell button, okay guys? Because I'm coming out with 3 manifestational videos per week for you guys. I got more than that. Make sure that if you have questions after this video that you join my group on Facebook. That link is going to be below because I've got a live Q&A every single week for you guys, and I have 2 manifestation classes a week that I'm doing in that group. So I invite you guys to join my course and coaching. You can find those links below. Here's a playlist that I highly recommend. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
That was easy.